the East, let's go to the West. Klay Thompson, he's been carrying the load for the Warriors with Steph Curry on the shelf. Just how good, though, has he been?
10 quarters, and what you remember, 76 points. Now, this is meant to kind of capture that in Steph's absence.
All right, and most people don't know about me, this part that I love hockey, and you're with Barry Melrose, so we're gonna throw a little hockey right now really quick. Give me a number that stood out to you yesterday from the Caps and Pens game.
Well, the first number I want to point out is that Barry Melrose is a number thief. The number I wanted to point out was 47. That's the number of saves last night that Matt Murray had against him. The thing that I want to point out, though, because we have multiple numbers here, 1.77. That's the goals.
Picks actually gave up a fourth-round pick for this move. So let's dig in. Former Bucks GM Mark Dominic, strong comments. I know we'll get there. Our numbers analyst, Cynthia Frelund. And Cynthia, kickers can either be hero or villain with one kick. What do the numbers say as far as their impact and how important they are in the league?
I say mostly hero. You know, you said that 30% statistic. About 30% of a team's points come from a kicker. A very good kicker will average about 9 points per game and a position.
It comes down to the kind of commitment you want to make to this kicker, how long you want him to be around. But at the same point, in terms of kickers and punters, the reason why I think a lot of clubs are kind of back and forth on it is because you have to believe is the best kicker in this draft.
They're in the most stressful positions every single game when you're in that moment. They're the guy. It's all on you.
If I could sit there and say it was hard for me chance to hit it with those players. So I actually like the idea of taking those picks, staying in the top 60, and trading up instead of moving back and accumulating all those picks, because I think undrafted is where you find the value, and you can still get as many of those as you want.
If you look at starters.
Since Dwight Howard did it for the Magic in 2008, that stat right there drives home perhaps more than any other. The washing out of the
care.
I'll take it.
Cynthia Frelund back with us, analytics expert. And Cynthia, I'm going to start with you because as Jay just talked about, when we talk about the Heat, we love to talk about D-Wade. We love to talk about what Hassan White. So much has been said about Kyle Lowry and what he's not doing and the numbers associated with how poorly he's playing right now. But the way I look at it, he's just been a human shield for DeMar DeRozan. He's in the massive media scrutiny that he's avoided because of Lowry. What do your numbers show for DeRozan?
One of the things that DeRozan does really well, he actually led the NBA on points.
Because he's going up against Hassan Whiteside. So let's go back to this premise that the big man's dead in the NBA.
Here we
because when you see the impact he can have, we had another big man in here earlier this week in Brendan Haywood, and he said, look, he not only changes the game with his blocks, he